responded, and none of us would be morally bankrupt enough to ask you to do it. So I think there needs to be, there needs to be a voice for the voiceless. There needs to be a defender for the vulnerable. And everybody doesn't have access to that. And so I think an important part of the policy piece is, where do you go if somebody is violating a policy?
These conversations have been so great 20 years ago. I was the only woman in an all-male motor pool, and I wish, especially after just coming off of 2 sexual assaults, I wish I had an advocate that was that for me. And maybe, I wish there was an advocate that would have stood up for the violations that happened against me and what we had to fight through. And I wish there was a solution to that we could come up with a solution to this.
And hopefully what we're doing today and what we've been doing this week is starting that, because we all have experiences. We were all in the military. We still serve, whether or not we wear the uniform or not. But those cadets that we have met with in the last day now have business cards and information, and they have someone that they can have as an advisor or a mentor that has nothing to do with the Corps, whatever military service they end up in. But the information that we're putting together, we need to provide that to not only veterans and communities, but to active duty. Young kids need to be aware of it, because when they go in the military, they need to know where their preparation is.
2 years she's been in, and she literally just had to report somebody for sexual harassment. Not even last week. Yeah. It's definitely necessary.
Mm-hmm. Anne Marie, how's our time for our first session?
So we have 2 minutes. Annette, I think you have your hand up.
Well,
and we'll do 2 minutes, and then we'll take a break. But you'll see as we move through these 3 different topic areas, policy and implementation is going to be at the forefront of all of it. So,
as I'm listening to all of this, I'm getting madder and madder. I'm not part of the military, but this is a human issue. Mm-hmm. Childbirth is not a disease. Education is the answer, but every single person we've been talking about has been a son or a daughter. Every single person has been a child at some point. And every single woman sitting around this table, every single woman walking around this country has suffered some kind of discrimination in her profession. My son was born in 1980. I was a professor. I had no child maternity leave. There was none. Zip. Not one day. I mean, hello.
thank you. Annette, this is, by the way, I think most people have met Annette Poland that are here, but for those people that are joining, Annette Poland, back in 2004, 2007 timeframe, she's an American portrait artist, phenomenal, brilliant woman in the arts world, National Portrait Gallery, and she documented with help. She had a team, she says, but she took on the task of over 1,300 service members that lost their lives in combat in the first years of post 9/11. She organized 250 people to do those 1,300 plus portraits of the fallen, and then